Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. On today's episode, we're going to swing back by a tank I've visited previously and get a 12-month update on how it's traveling. Alright, thank you for joining me on another episode of Parker's Reefs, and for long-time viewers of the channel, you may remember Rob's Reef. I went there back in December 2021 to see how he was going. He was about 6 months into his first ever reef tank then, and myself and many of the viewers, you guys at home, were blown away by just how well he was doing, and also some of the engine room and automations that Rob had set up on his tank, particularly being his first tank. Now, when the opportunity arose to head back there and give Rob a bit of a hand setting up a new calcium reactor, firstly, I couldn't wait to jump in the car and head down there and just see how his tank was doing, but also to take my camera along and get a quick update on, just so I could show you guys just how the tank's doing, because like all reef tanks, it's gone through some challenges and it's gone through some peaks and highs, and thought it was a fantastic opportunity to mic the man up, have a chat to Rob himself, and just see where things are at. So no more prelude needed. Let's roll the camera and I'll show you the footage from Rob's Reef update. All right, I'm here with Rob. We've just done some work on his tank and I thought it'd be a fantastic opportunity to grab the camera out and speak to the man himself, get a bit of an update. So firstly, thank you for having me back, and thank you for the incredible fish curry that we just had.
No problems at all.
Sensational lunch. Can you tell the viewers about your tank? What's changed since last time we were here, which was probably, I don't know, probably nearly a year ago now.
Eight or 9 months, I think.
Yeah. We're back here then putting, upgrading the lighting, moving, or adding, I guess we weren't replacing the Kessels, but we were adding a bunch of radians in after we did a PAR test on the tank and found she was pretty low. Yep. Can you tell us about what's been happening with the tank since then and any changes you've done?
Well, probably one of the things you've probably noticed straight away is since the lights have been done is that put a few more SPS corals in there.
Absolutely.
Haven't had too many of them prior to the lights. But since then, sort of went a bit overboard.
Don't we all?
I always question whether I'm putting too many in there and taking up too much space, and are they going to have a war or start fighting with each other? But I figure they'll sort themselves out eventually. But look, other than that, so I've been putting quite a few more SPS in there. No real named ones. It's mainly just ones that just got as colonies from Dave's shop at Deer Park Aquarium. And a lot of those have taken up quite well. Even started putting a few corals just at the back of the scape there, hoping they'll come up around the back,
nice.
which they're starting to do that. As far as fish is concerned, not a hell of a lot of new fish. As you would know, I love my wrasses, so
definitely
got a few more wrasse in there.
Got some stunning wrasse in there, I have to say. I got some nice pictures of a few of them there, but
But this is probably one of my favourites, the orange flanked wrasse there. In particular lights, he really shines with the blue, comes up really nice.
Yeah, his colours are stunning.
Yeah.
And he was an orange flanked wrasse, you said?
Well, that's what Dave told me.
Yep.
That's what
you know me, I don't know names of wrasse all that well, so.
We've got our mystery wrasse out the back there.
Yeah, beautiful fish.
She's nice. Got me cleaner wrasse. There's a few there. What else we got at the front there?
This big yellow guy I love too.
The banana wrasse.
Big banana, his face.
It's Gordy. We named him after my father-in-law.
Lovely.
Beautiful colorations coming up on his face now with the orange stripes and that.
We were wondering which fish was picking on your helio, and I just saw the fox face
doing it.
just rip a chunk off, so that may explain who the culprit is there. We're wondering whether it was this guy here, the chocolate goby dropping sand on it, or if there was a fish pecking at it. Now, you never know, the fox face could be just picking up bit of the flesh as it's dying off, but I don't know, if he's picking at it, it's always a good sign that he's got caught red-handed.
Probably the other change I'd have made is a couple of torch corals in the front there.
Beautiful.
Then right beside it there's my little blasto rock. May recall previously I used to have a massive xenia there. Got enough of that and got him out of the tank. And I reckon every month or so I've got to rip off some more xenia that's popping up from around the scapes all over the place, and it's been a bit annoying. But look, the blastos are doing quite well, and so too are the SPS, thankfully. I have lost a few, but I guess that's the way it goes.
Haven't we all? Yeah. There's a particular SPS I love up here. I'm pretty sure it's a blue yeti from Western Australia, and holy moly, the green protein infection on that's absolutely stunning. You got this wicked deep blue with a very bright green coming through it. Stunning piece, and the polyp extension looks an absolute treat.
Yeah. Look, I guess one of the things I have learnt is one of the first corals I put in the tank was my little red cap Monty there.
Yes.
Not knowing too much about it, I've put it at the top of the scape instead of putting it down the bottom, and now it's obviously creating a bit of shade to the hammers underneath it, but they don't seem to be too fussed with it at the moment. But it's now starting to encrust through my blue digi, which looks interesting and great, but unfortunately, I think one of them's probably not going to make it through. I reckon the blue digi will eventually get suffocated.
They're both pretty hardy corals, so it should be a pretty good arm wrestle to the death. But yeah, you would think eventually one of them's going to give way.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's pretty much really what I've done as far as livestock, corals and fish.
Sure.
Not much more in there. Did add a few couple of changes to the equipment.
Yeah, sure.
One was I wasn't quite happy with one of the media reactors I had previously, so I decided to lash out and get myself a sea torch reactor, which is now all plumbed in. And what I run in there is just a little bit of carbon and some GFO.
Beautiful, and that makes changing the media a lot easier.
Oh, a breeze. Just
lovely.
undo the two collars there and or the unions, and away I go. Nice and easy.
Perfect. Yeah, nice,
really
nice.
And then the other thing we've just added today.
Yeah, I came to lend a hand with this one, and that's the big sea torch here.
So I decided to go just a bit of a different path with my calcium reactor, and just keeping along the theme of sea torch. I've put a new sea torch calcium reactor in with the Wave Pro pH controller, just on the left there.
Yeah.
And the Kamoa, can't remember the.
Let's use the X1 Pro T2, the continuous duty pump. So we've set that up just today. We've transferred some media from an existing reactor, hence why it's a little cloudy in there, and also a little bit of cloudiness in the tank. But we're still dosing quite a bit. So I've set the pH to about 6.7 and a very slow drip rate on the Kamoa. I think we're dosing about 5 ml a minute at the moment. So it'll be a very gentle supplementation at this point in time, and then over the next couple of weeks and months, Rob will be able to dial the dosing back a little bit and then just slowly turn up the dosing amount on that Kamoa, and should be set and forget. And you can see how well made these sea torch calcium reactors are. Do an absolute treat.
Certainly a solid construction.
Definitely. Now, I believe there was another piece of equipment that,
yes,
change you've done to the tank. Should we go have a look at that?
Yeah, a couple of things. Yeah, did you want to?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Right, so this is the brains or the control centre. You can imagine that my fish tank is actually on the opposite side of this wall, so I've got a whole heap of holes through the plaster and all that. So it took a bit of convincing for the wife when I first done that, but now she realises she actually can't see all the holes, so it's all good.
Happy days, and she can't see all of this gear, which is probably even better.
Exactly right. So there's various things in here. Obviously my dosing system's there, which obviously I'll wean off now that the real calcium reactor's up and running.
Sure.
I've got my Apex there, battery backup system that you helped me out with some time ago, Sam. My sulfur reactor there, which helps me keep my nitrates under control.
Yep.
Got the new Ecologic Shago.
Shago, yeah, the titanium heater and controller in there. Yep,
so I did have a previous one, just a glass heater that did actually crack on me. So
yeah, right.
I was tripping out all the fuses. So I've got separate fuses in my fuse box for the tank.
Yes.
So that's all running sweet now. So that's going well.
Happy days. And I love the idea of the whiteboard there, just so you can keep on top of your water changes and tests, and any information you need, you've got it all there right at the source.
One of the main things I use it for is how much salt I'm actually putting into my mixing station when I do my water.
Yes.
If you use the actual formula, I guess, that are on the buckets,
yes,
my salinity was always well under where I wanted to be.
Yep.
So with trial and error and getting to where I need it to be, I'm working out exactly how many kilos of salt I'm needing to put into my liters of water. So I just use that as a bit of a, saves me trying to remember.
Definitely. Now, I know last time we did a video, we had like 50 people asking where you got these water containers from. Can you remind the viewers?
It's a company called Melro, M-E-L-R-O.
Yep.
I think they were over in Thomastown, Melbourne.
Yep.
But they have definitely got a website. I actually ordered them directly through the website.
Yeah, perfect.
They have all sorts of colours, of course, and the opaque ones are a special order.
Okay.
The reason I got opaque is just so I could see the water levels.
Yeah, it makes it much more obvious where it's at, definitely.
Where it's at, so
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
It costs a little bit extra, but it's saved me a heap of time.
Yeah, you only pay for it once.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And just over to the right here, there's been another change This red glow over here.
Yeah, so I decided to put a refugium in. Main reason for that is because I did have an algae reactor, which did a very good job at producing sludge, as opposed to algae.
As they tend to do.
Yeah, so I was really getting no benefit out of that at all. So Dave helped me out, and we manufactured this particular tank. And I have that plumbed through the wall.
Yeah, show us where you've got, because in this cupboard here you've got your UV sterilizer.
So I've got a Neptune Core 20 that's running in the sump that just runs my UV sterilizer.
Yes.
Did only adjust that, run my UV sterilizer. I've decided then to tee that off because it was quite a powerful pump.
Yes.
Tee that off, and now that runs obviously through the UV sterilizer, but
yes.
also tees up into the
refuge. And then the refuge just drains back through into your sump. Yep.
Just through the flat sump there, back through the cupboard, through the wall, back into the sump.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it seems to be producing some good algae growth now.
Yeah.
And my little puffer fish is in here. Went down the journey of getting a puffer, realised, of course, he's chewing up my polyps on the SPS. Banished him to the weir for a while, and now I've got this tank here. He's more than happy to be in here.
Now he's living in the red light district.
Yeah, exactly right. But he's loving life.
Yeah, no, he looks great.
Yeah.
They're such a curious little fish, so cool to be able to see him out here in his own space.
Basically eats out of my hand, so it's cool.
Absolute stunner. Hello, Treaton's got the Kessel A360X Fugilite on there.
Yep.
A little Tunzi in there, just keeping some water moving. And then this is heaters, is it?
It's a heater,
Yep. Just because, we are out in the garage here, so just make sure things don't get too cold.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it coming on a hell of a lot. But I guess, at night time it just helps supplement the tanks.
Won't hurt.
Tank's heat.
Yeah. Never hurts to have a backup heater just in case one fails anyway, so rather things slowly drop in temperature than drastically, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
And I guess the other two bits of equipment that I put in was the chiller.
Yes.
Because over the last summer, I did struggle with keeping temperature down in the tank.
Yeah, particularly with the addition of those new lights.
Exactly right. So the lights went in there. It was just...
It's amazing how much temperature lights add. I remember back with my previous tank when I had metal halides over it, I could actually see the temperature log before the lights came on, sort of going up, down, up, down, up, down, every time the heater switched on and off. And then literally within 30 seconds of the halides turning on, that graph just smoothed because the heaters never turned on again, and it was just being heated up by the lights. So, and modern LEDs, I know LEDs run a little bit cooler, but they still pump a few watts and they definitely still pump some heat.
Yeah. Look, what I tried to do before purchasing a chiller, I just purchased myself a fan just from Bunnings, had that running across the top of the tank.
Yep.
Look, it did help, but I still found myself that it was still climbing above where I wanted it to be.
Yep.
The only time I could really control is if I had the air conditioning running in the house.
Yep.
Which, as you would understand, I'm not going to have the air conditioning running 24/7 even
Sure.
if I'm not home. So, got myself the chiller.
Yeah.
Which I can show you.
Let's have a look at that. Let's go check out the chiller. Because the chiller's set up in a familiar situation. I like it.
Yeah. So on the other side of this wall, is the garage where, where the cabinets are with all the control units. So then I've drilled massive holes through the bricks.
Yep.
It's all sealed up. That comes in through to this cabinet or this little box here. So here I'm running the chiller, the TK2000.
Beautiful.
Obviously it's not running now because it's not hot.
Quite a cool day today.
But I've also then added the Pacific Sun CO2 scrubber.
Yeah.
That's helped quite a bit. That's I suppose increased my average of pH in the tank that used to sit around the 7.8, 7.9, up around the 8.3 now.
Yeah, beautiful.
So that's running quite good now.
Big difference because when you got a double whammy there, in the fact you're getting a fresh air feed and you've got a CO2 scrubbing. So
yeah, and this particular cabinet's got some nice ventilation as well.
Yeah.
So,
yep. Works a treat, keeps it out of the way, and it even gives you some extra storage space for some buckets. And
exactly right. Yeah. And the beauty about it is too is the chiller. It pumps the hot air out.
Yeah.
It's staying inside a cabinet.
Nothing worse than
humidity and all that stuff.
Heating up your house because the chiller's on.
Out, so
yeah, keeps the noise and heat outside, which can't ask for much more than that.
Yep.
Fantastic.
As far as equipment, that's pretty much it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we are. So has there been any, have we covered any challenges?
I think I've had a long list of challenges. Obviously, the biggest one we had initially was trying to get my nitrates under control, which I've now done that. Getting the phosphates under control, which I've now done that. But other than that, things are running fairly smoothly. Starting to dose all the coral essentials now, A, B, C and CBE+.
Yep.
As well as some amino and some phosphorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So other than that, everything's going reasonably well. Like I said, I don't claim to be an expert, not at all. I've only been in the hobby for probably 18 months now, so I'm definitely in the learning stage. And look, a couple of things that I watch stacks of YouTube channels, including obviously yourself.
Sure.
Yourselves, Sam. But one of the things I did learn from there is that don't take on too much advice.
Yeah.
Listen to a couple of people. And at this stage, the couple of people I listen to the most is obviously yourself and Dave.
Sure.
Invaluable with all the information and knowledge you can give us. And look, I've learned so much just by listening to you guys and playing around with it. So.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, when it comes to reef tanks, there's a million ways to approach it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's only one correct way, but doesn't necessarily mean you can mix a million different ways together and get the result you're after. You're better off picking one sort of methodology and sticking with that and refining that. But yeah, that's the challenge. It's both the pro and the con of the information age we live in, that you've got a sea of information at your hands, but just picking what you're going to use and what you're going to ignore can be difficult.
I guess taking on too much can only make things a little bit more confusing for you, because you think of what someone said to you, so yep, I think that's right, and someone else is telling you that it's wrong. So it's the wrong way about it. So it's hard to sort of get that balance, especially when you're a newcomer to the hobby. Absolutely,
yeah. No, well, you've done a fantastic job. I mean, the tank's really kicking into gear now. Such a beautiful mix of softies, of LPS, of SBS, even clams there, and some beautiful pieces. Got 3 yellow tanks in here that are just having a little bit of a tiff while they're working out who's going to be the boss. Beautiful Cephastria down there. I did get some nice pictures of that clam. Hopefully that'll come up on screen okay. Really like some of the SBS growth you've got in here. This really nice blue and green acro here. This lovely blue stag. This lovely bird's nest here with the pink base and green polyps. Candy canes, fluffy green morphs. Got Monties, hammers, blastos, digis, all sorts in here. And this hammer garden's looking really nice too. Really coming along. You must be pleased. I know you've put a lot of work and a considerable amount of money as well, but
I actually laugh because, as you can understand, there's a fair bit of automation that's going on in here.
Yes.
My wife always teases me and saying, for something that's so automated,
yes,
you tend to spend so much time on it. So, it's just funny. I think it's more of a bug to, you get hooked into it. It's just like a mechanic building a car, I suppose, is constantly tinkering.
Of course.
So we say our tanks are fully automated, but no, they're not.
Someone's got to check the automation.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's the thing, it's all on your phone, but how many times a day are you checking your phone? It's like... Absolutely.
No, it looks great. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm keen to come back again in, hopefully it won't be a year this time. Hopefully I'll be able to come back in 6 months' time and see how the tank's doing again, and I'm sure there'll be no shortage of growth and updates by then as well.
And once again, thanks for coming along and helping me out.
No trouble at all.
Lots of information. So, really appreciate your time.
Just a YouTuber waving a camera around.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, there you have it. That was my quick visit. I apologize I wasn't able to go into more detail in this video. I did actually go a little bit over time, just hanging out with Rob, having a beautiful fish curry with some fish that he'd caught himself on a fishing trip. And you know what it's like when you go see reefing friends. We ended up chatting for a while, and it did not leave me quite as much time as I would have liked to do the video, but I think we still captured the essence of it pretty well. If there is anything you would like to know further about Rob's tank, please do pop it in the comments section down below, because I do personally reply to each and every question there. And I know Rob's a regular viewer of the channel as well, so he'll chip in and answer any questions in there. So if there is anything further you would like to know, or if there's anything you'd like to see in a follow-up video, be sure to pop it in the comments section down below. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't be shy, give it a thumbs up. And if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please join the over 22,000 people worldwide that are now Parker's Reef subscribers, which you can tell by the smile on my face absolutely brightens my day. So if you're yet to join the family, please do. It takes 2 seconds of your time, costs no money whatsoever. Anyway, guys, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.